Welcome back, guys, to another episode with your hosts, Arran and Chris. And today I'm going to talk about multiple things.
And we're going to eat pot noodles.
We're going to eat pot noodles while we talk about stuff because Clown over here hadn't had lunch all day or food all day. So I thought, let's just have pot noodles. And we obviously I've got our signature. Psst, psst, aye. Anyway, I was going to talk about. I've been inspired by Instagram and Facebook on the culinary front, like food-wise. All right, okay. Obviously, maybe not quite this. But
He's inspired.
I'm so inspired.
This is one of the top things he's made. So
I know, honestly, just water and a wee bit of stirring and it's fine. I've been making so much nice food like this week. Main thing being steaks, right? Because I've looked up, because before I used to, I'd get a steak, I'd season it briefly, and then I'd chuck it in the air fryer for 7 minutes, turn it over 7 minutes again.
Really?
Come out lovely.
No, 8 minutes, sorry.
Once. It comes out lovely, like 7, twice. But
That's too done for me.
My temperature is 180.
You should cook a steak hot.
I know.
So I'm 200,
Or is it 200
8 minutes or something.
I can't remember, but
if it's a slightly thicker steak, I would go 9,
it
10.
It doesn't come out, it's not well done. It doesn't come out well done.
Mine comes out rare.
No, okay. You might as well just not put anything in anything. You like yours just off the field.
Yeah.
I like my medium rare, but you know. So anyway, I've looked up some recipes how to kind of fancy it up with the steaks, right? So got a nice skillet, which is the pan that you cook your steak on, right?
Are you explaining that to me or are you explaining it to
I'm explaining it to everybody, but because sometimes it's a hit.
I knew exactly what that was.
Sometimes it's a hit and miss with you. Anyway, nice seasoning. I got nice seasoning from the shops and all that. I got herbs that go in it. Herbs. So like rosemary and what's the other one I mentioned on the front? Thyme, yeah, but what's the other one? I mentioned what the fuck was it?
It's something.
It had 2 R's in it.
Carom or something like that.
Oh, it's in the fridge, but the camera's in front of the fridge. Anyway, so it made it taste amazing, right? So I've been making that with baby potatoes cooked.
I love baby potatoes.
Amazing, right? And it effortless. You just slice them in half, put them in the water.
I love baby potatoes. Honestly.
And so what I've been doing as well is, right, this is what I've been doing with the steak as well. I got myself a stick of garlic butter, right? It's not a block, it's a stick, right? Okay. And you cut a little bit off. And I've been cooking my steaks. So I put the pan on, I put the butter in the pan, melt it, put the seasoned steak onto the butter, and it cooks in the butter.
So when I once looked that up for steaks, and there was a guy in my work that's a chef, and he's obviously it's just part-time, but he's he took a year out of work to go and work in a restaurant now.
Right.
And I was told that you don't oil a pan when you cook a steak.
But see, it's not oil.
I know, but you don't put anything like that.
Right.
You let the fat, the fat is what envelopes the steak.
Right, okay.
That again, what I was told. I got the seasoning obviously is there.
Yeah, I feel like it's just preference, really, to be honest, because let me tell you.
That's what I was told, because I used to put butter or whatever in the pan, but
it's called
garlic. Don't do that.
It's called garlic butter, right? But honestly, I'll be honest, honestly amazing. Outstanding, right? And then what I'll do is I'll put the herbs in it once it's a bit juicy in that, right? So and then what I'll do is I'll get a spoon and I'll just
do you put the herbs on later?
Yeah. So then what happens is I'll put the herbs and all that and all the juice, I'll splash it onto the steak while it's cooking, right? I'm still basically practicing it because I've never done it before, but it's coming out amazing and I can definitely notice the flavours. And then so with the potatoes, once they're cooked, I will drain the water, put them back in the pot, and then I'll
you're doing that thing.
Yeah, I'll do that thing where it's I put the stick of butter or garlic butter in the potatoes, and then what I'll do is I'll just put the lid on it and I'll just shake it about so it's all thingies, all mixed together. And it's still it's not mashed.
Is that more garlic butter in that? Sorry,
a little bit more garlic butter, yeah.
Or Dracula.
And I'll be honest, it was amazing. And then I was making This is something that I used to make before, but I've not made it in ages. And I really felt like having it. It was tomato, cucumber, onion, feta cheese.
Not for me.
I know, but oh
Right, go
my
on.
god, so fucking good.
Not for me at all.
Outstanding, honestly. As a salad on the side. Obviously, I had like broccoli and green beans and all that kind of stuff as well
Yep.
on the side. Oh, and I poured heavy cream over the tomato salad and that.
Again, not for me, but
I know, but oh my god, fucking amazing, right? So I made that. I've been having that like not all week, not every day, but like I think 3 days this week so far.
Mm-hmm.
So fucking might as well be every day.
We're on Thursday.
I've had steak like for dinner, and then
I have a lot of steak.
I know
Most
it's
days,
so
yeah.
good.
Yeah, in fact, every day.
Yeah, and then I made chicken buna curry, and I'm yet to try it. I'm yet to taste it. I've never made buna before.
So I do, for my steaks, obviously I have ribeye, which is my favourite.
Yeah,
I take it, obviously have it, let it sit for like 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. I put the herbs on, like seasoning, etc. I sort of like, I don't press it in, but I just make sure it's rubbed in, if you know what I mean. So it's not
Yeah.
just pure sitting right on the top.
yeah,
Flip it, do same again, right? Let it sit for another couple of minutes as you're, whatever, like
Yeah.
doing other stuff.
yeah.
I have been air frying them.
Yeah.
If I wasn't air frying them again, I would just put it in the pan and blah, blah, blah. But I put them in the air fryer with that. And honestly, mate, it's like 8 minutes fantastic. But if I was panning it, I just put pan piping and then no oil or nothing, no butter, no nothing, into the pan. 3-4 minutes aside.
See, I cook mine on medium heat.
I cook mine on piping heat. But that's because steaks are meant to be on piping heat.
It cooks fantastic with medium
I know,
heat.
but you're meant to seal the flavour, so it's meant to sizzle the edges.
I'm aware, yeah.
So like obviously you don't get it on medium.
Yeah.
For me,
Like what I do is I preheat the pan piping hot.
right, and then you go down to medium.
Yeah, once the steak is in it. Not straight away.
Interesting.
That's
how I would cook like beef
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Like
mean, it is
pork.
beef, but yeah.
No, but like burgers or pork or something like that. Yeah.
Honestly, I've just been fucking about with it because
But-
you can't really
No, you can't fuck it up.
you can't undercook a steak. So I was like, well,
Yeah, may as well try.
yeah. But speaking of air fryers and steaks, my dad bought an air fryer because I talked him into it,
Okay.
much like you talked me into it. And I told him it's like the greatest invention ever. He
It is.
doesn't have one, right?
It is a great invention.
And he doesn't believe in microwaves or anything like that. He doesn't have a microwave because he says it's unhealthy. Which,
Interesting. Go
yeah,
on.
but anyway. So, and he started, so I told him I've been making steaks and they come out amazing. I've been sending him photos and all that kind of stuff, right? And he phones me one day, he goes, how do you make those steaks in the air fryer? I'm like, I told him what I do, like 7 minutes, flip it, 7 minutes again.
Yep.
And at what temperature and all that, right? And he goes, see, I've been making mine, but they've been coming out like really rubbery and like they like fold up on the sides, like it just looks like a bit of rubber. And I'm like, I was like, what temperature are you putting this in at? And I can't even remember. I don't think he even told me. But I said to him, I was like, put it at 200. It is 200 I put in for.
Yeah.
Put it at 200 for 7 minutes. Flip it over, 7 minutes.
I put most stuff in it too. Pretty much everything in fact.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I used to
Even when it says 180, I put it in 200.
do that all the time. And then I remember you slated me for it. Back in the old flat. In the old flat, we said that when I used to put shit into the oven at like max temperature,
Well, max was over 200.
230 or something, 240.
Wow, it'll be like 240 on an oven, like 260 or something. It's ridiculous.
Cooks faster. But I now understand like the difference between when something cooks at 180 and something cooks at 240, you're going to burn the fuck out of it.
Aye. You will, aye. So 200 is the key
Yeah.
temperature. So anyway,
So
go on.
anyway, so making that, I've been playing about with chicken as well, trying to make like. So I've been seeing a lot of these like on Instagram, these photos of like making kebabs with like rice box chicken. Like,
What happened with your dad's steak? How did we find out that?
oh, sorry, right. He hasn't got back to me about that, so I don't know if he's
What he's been doing?
he doesn't go back to me if he's like tried it again or whatever. So I'm going to ask him actually.
I'm curious as to how he was making them like that.
I know. I think it was just too low a temperature.
Nah, I don't think it would be. I think it'd be too hot.
Well, you can't go anywhere. Like he, I don't even know what. I think he got a ninja because he was.
They go hot.
Yeah.
Aye, like 100% they go hot.
But I'm going to ask him what he did with that.
Mate, they go roasting, mate. I'm actually not 100%, but I'm sure they got like 260.
Yeah.
Maybe if he was putting it in like that, it would turn a bit rubbery if it was piping. Like 8 minutes, 260 or something, like ridiculous.
Or he put it in for too long. Dried it out.
Yeah, because then it would start to curl.
Yep. That's what he's saying. It was curling.
Yeah. But that would be like, the steak would be really thin and it would like go like that and minging.
So I was in Tesco's earlier buying my weekly shop or whatever. And I was just walking about and I'd already picked everything up. And I was like, I want something that I've not had in a while. Like a long time.
Right.
And I'm walking about and I'm just walking into one aisle, out the other, like just through every aisle, just having a look at what there is. And I walked into the noodle aisle. Right, and then I'm looking about all these noodles. There's some like from different countries and whatever ones, right? Like packet noodles, pot noodles, whatever, right?
Yep.
Pot pasta, all sorts of shit. And I looked about and I looked at this and I was like, and I looked away and I was just still looking and I'm like, I could
100%.
feel this staring at me. Like,
Bro, I know how you feel.
You've not had me in a
I
while.
eat them quite a lot.
I've not had one of these in ages, man. And I used to be addicted to these. Remember when I was like 15?
They're awesome.
When I was 15, I used to have like 6 a day. I would eat nothing else but this.
They're awesome.
And it was the most unhealthiest fucking thing ever.
I'd never had a pot noodle till last year. Ever.
Ever? Really? How?
No, that's a lie.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. Guy's mum used to make me pot noodles.
All right.
But that was the first time I ever tried it. So I would have been like 20.
Right, okay.
Right?
How the fuck did they leave it so
So it
late?
would have been like 20, 21. She used to make me pot noodles for a wee while.
You will hear a lot of ASMR of me.
I know, stop slurping so
Sorry.
bad. And then 2021, first time. And then ate them for a wee while. Got a really sore stomach because I ate so many.
Right.
Never ate them until last year, and then that was me back. Like, I've ate them again. But I didn't eat like loads, I just eat like one every once in a while.
Yeah. See, I eat one every like 6 months or something because
Nah,
what
not as
happens?
well as that.
What happens is like because I've ate so much of these when I was younger. Whenever I have one, I get like sickly after it. Like way after it though. Like I didn't want another one for like ages until I feel like it.
Aye, you've put yourself off them. Mm-hmm. That's what you've done. You've put yourself off the pot noodle.
Aye, because I've had that many of them. Honestly, it's ridiculous how much of it. So, yeah, I will come back to everyone
Fantastic.
on more colour. Oh, really?
Somehow.
I gave him a blanket, and he's still fucking.
Somehow.
I will touch on it when I make more food, obviously.
I've managed to spill a pot noodle on my t-shirt.
You're a clown.
Plastic. That's perfect. That was what I was hoping for.
Yeah, that was the intention, right?
Well, I needed that whole like one of the barber
Oh
things.
yeah, okay.
With the hand, with that. Aye. That's what I need, but I can't eat these without making a mess. Every single time I make a mess.
I just lean over
I do.
like this.
I do.
You were just sitting there eating it like that.
I know, but I already knew I'd spill it.
Also, yes, I'm eating it with a spoon because it's easier.
Weirdo.
It's easier. I'm managing to grab every single bit. No problem.
It's obviously not more efficient.
Well, didn't see me spill them. Whatever.
It's caught in the beard.
Why did I just... This is a very laid back episode.
It's a very
guys,
laid back episode.
Because I'll be honest, I haven't prepared anything for today because I forgot what day of the week we were on. You're like, please continue with the truth because he wants me to
Just
tell,
today.
He wants me to tell everybody that I'm never prepared, which
isn't.
is 90% the case. But I usually come up with
What's
some
the 10%?
stuff. I don't know. Like last week.
Fuck off. You came up with it on the day. when I was here.
Well, actually, you said to me last week we were going to do a music podcast when we're going to play music and watch the music videos and stuff like that.
No, I said we were going to do that, but I never said we were going to do it today.
You see, that's why.
You said, let's do that next week, and I said,
All right.
I says, okay, but I don't think we're prepared for it.
Well, anyway.
Chrissy's idea, this is how it works, right? You give Chris an idea. Mm-hmm. You just mention an idea that you might want to do in the future, and he's like, right, next podcast, let's do that.
Yeah.
No prep. No preparation whatsoever. And you're like, right, like, how is that possible?
I believe that the best episodes are the ones that we just wing.
In fact, watch this. What songs have you got prepped for the music podcast?
Like, my playlist?
No. No.
That's it. We're just on a very chilled out vibe today.
I feel much better now I've had the pot noodle. I was a bit tired. I was feeling a bit thingy. Now I've had a wee pot noodle plus this. I feel better.
I'm glad. Because he phoned me earlier and I was like, what are we talking in terms of food? And I was like, well, I'm making this and I'm making that. And he's like, pot noodle, aye. All the things
Pot
I'm
noodle,
making.
perfect. So I've been obviously playing
Where's that thing?
Ghost of... All right, but you're leaning over.
In my beard.
You're leaning over it. You're leaning over.
Carry on.
I've been playing obviously Ghost of Tsushima again. I've led on to that again, which has been great. It's just a brilliant game. So you can go back to it. It's just fantastic to play.
Yeah.
So Ghost of Tsushima again, and I then looked at the teaser trailer for Ghost of Yotai. I think is how you say it.
Was that like a second?
This is the second one. So from what I've seen, I think it's October.
This year?
Yeah.
Oh,
I've seen a teaser trailer.
All right, okay, sorry, you finish your thing.
I see a teaser trailer for it,
Right.
which looked awesome, which we can watch if you like.
The fuck was that?
I have no idea. And I see a teaser trailer for it, and you're not Jin Sakai, who's the main character, just for anyone who didn't know. You're not him. You are
sweating buckets.
a girl,
right,
on a different island. So it's not like where we are right now. It's not Tsushima and all that. It's not. It's
I gathered by the name.
Different place. Well, the Yotai isn't classed as the island.
All right.
So the Yotai I seen on a wee sneak peek thing is a gang called the Yotai 6. Okay. And they're basically like a Japanese like samurai gang, right? And basically, I think the main of the story is I'm going to assume that like they kill your family or something, and you need to go after them, 6 of them. And obviously, there's lots of bits and pieces. It's similar to Ghost of Tsushima when you're going after the Genghis Khan's grandson, but different.
Right.
What I saw in the teaser, again, not a lot. Graphics look fantastic. Still just as colourful, beautiful game, but just even better.
Okay.
Costumes, all that sort of shit looked great. The sword fighting looked... I'm hoping that mechanically it's exactly the same, and they've maybe just added different moves. It looked pretty fluid. It looked nice. But what I did see was like there was a couple different moves where she was like doing different stuff that you wouldn't do in our one that we've got Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay.
And she was like kind of like spinning around, chopping the belly and all that, and like killing them and all this stuff. So I was like, that's cool. And there was a bit more like you seen arms getting chopped off and all that. So that was cool.
Right.
I also seen she had 2 swords at one point.
Well, at the same time.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I know. And I was like, whoa.
Are we hoping that's the case?
Yeah. A wee bit more weapons for me in Ghost of Tsushima would actually be a big plus.
Yeah.
That was one of the only things I felt it was lacking. Like, I think, I love the sword. It's awesome. I just think I would like if it was more like, there's a lot of cool Japanese weapons for that sort of time frame. And I just would be interested to try some of the other ones out. Like maybe be able to interchange.
Yeah.
That's what my honest opinion would be. That's if I was to ask them to change something. That's what it would be.
That's a cool game.
What the hell else did I see? Looked like you could... There was a bit... that's what it was.
What?
There was a rope. She was running across a rope.
Right.
And there was a bit where she was sliding down like a rock slide. So it looked a wee bit more interactive because you wouldn't do that in Ghost of Tsushima.
Right.
So that was quite interesting. Are you alright?
I'm sorry, I'm just... My ADHD is really on today.
Stop. Put it down.
No, it's because like I've been eating well, right? And then I'm just like, how much sugar is in these two?
Who fucking cares?
I know, but anyway.
Sugar means nothing. So, literally, it looked like there was obviously a wee bit more interaction. Now, I'll be pretty upset if I start playing the game and it feels like a completely different game.
Okay.
I need it to feel quite similar to Ghost of Tsushima.
It'll probably be a different story, but
I'm okay with that,
game.
but it didn't look that like mechanically, like she's sliding down the rock slide and all that, and I'm like,
There's gonna be like, it's gonna be maybe like GTA when it's like the same sort of
it
idea.
was a storyteller, Ghost of Tsushima, like it was,
Yeah.
and it brought me into the story. I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
I don't want them to ruin that. Don't fuck that up, because I'll be
Well, if
upset.
they've made a banger the first time,
My brother, that can go either way. It can go amazing, or it can go
absolute ballsack.
absolute shite. And I really hope it's not absolute shite.
Remember how last week I said to you that they're thinking about making a remaster of Modern Warfare 2?
Yeah. No, I thought it was World at War. Was it not?
Nah,
Modern
Modern Warfare 2.
They've already done a Modern Warfare 2 remaster, bro. I've already got it.
I literally told you this, and you said, "Oh my god!"
No, you said World at War.
No, bro, I did. I genuinely said Modern Warfare 2 because I remember.
All right, well, it's already out.
No, but it's like the original. The originals is it a full remaster? Right?
Yeah, I've got it. It came out like last year.
That was Modern Warfare 3. Came out last year.
No, I've got Modern Warfare 2 remaster. It came out last year.
All right. Well, fuck me then.
It was fantastic.
Well,
You play on high rise and all that. It's brilliant. Me and Jordan played loads of it.
that's Modern Warfare 3.
High rise is Modern Warfare 2, bro.
Because it. All right. Well.
High rise, terminal, all those maps. Modern Warfare 2.
Because I remember playing this shit.
I never had Modern Warfare 2.
All right. I had it was class. That's where Shipman was on. Amazing. Anyway, what I was trying to say is, I have seen some leaks recently, as in today,
Okay.
of Black Ops 7.
Okay, I
this year.
I very much doubt that
I don't
it'll
think
be real.
they would do another one
This year?
consecutively.
No, not this year.
Well, no. But it did say, because I read the whole post, and it said Black Ops 7, blah, 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 2025. And I was like, we're in 2025.
Where'd you get that on Reddit?
No, mate, it was actually on Instagram. Let me just see if I can catch it. Hold on.
I don't think there'll be a Black Ops 7 this year. I can promise you. I just don't think they would. They would fire off a Black Ops 6 one in a year, another Black Ops in a year.
This year's COD. Hold on. Where the fuck is it?
And
Right.
they don't own this. So remember, it's still two companies.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
They don't own it's. They interchange, and they don't own the rights to Black Ops, so they won't build that. Maybe Black Ops 7 for not this year, but next. Yeah.
Okay, so rumours from reliable sources have said that the next Call of Duty is a direct sequel to Black Ops 2 campaign, specifically the parts that are set in the future. So they're thinking about making a futuristic Japanese story, which makes no fucking sense to me, to be honest.
Black Ops 2, did you say there?
Yeah.
Where does it say Japanese?
Oh, I read that about it earlier. I just remembered it now.
That wouldn't be a sequel.
I'm gonna go into the full thing. Hold on. Oh my god, cookies. I like cookies. Fuck off.
Right, come on. I'm sitting on the fucking edge of my seat.
Now another supposed leak is making the rounds online, and while fans should certainly take the claims with a massive grain of salt,
The biggest grain of salt.
it paints an interesting picture for 2025 Call of Duty game. The apparent leaker Reddit user Big Bay claims that they have recently been in a study group for the new Call of Duty game. They claim that the 2025 Call of Duty game is set in 2035 and will feature James Woods and Alex Mason. James Woods, that's an interesting character.
Do you remember him? Same.
The campaign will supposedly feature a 4-player co-op throwback of Call of Duty Black Ops 3, an open world map called Avalon. Black Ops 6's popular Omni movement is said to be making a comeback in the 2025 game, with wall running thrown in for good measure.
This doesn't sound good for me.
No, I don't really like that shit. I don't like that unrealistic shit.
I didn't like the one that was like Advanced Warfare. It's in the future. I didn't like it.
I didn't like that at all. I never even played that because I knew I wasn't going to like that. Hold on.
I played it, but it was shite.
Was it shite?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Which one was that? Like Modern Warfare something?
Advanced Warfare.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. This year's
Push.
squad being, I don't even know what that means. Quasi-sequel? The fuck does that mean?
What was it?
Quasi-sequel.
It means direct.
All right.
As in, like,
A direct sequel
directly
from it.
after. Yeah.
Okay, 2 Black Ops 2 has been rumoured for a while now in conjuncture with the multiplayer featuring remade maps from that game and having a form of wall running as an additional.
What
addition
the
to-
fuck do I need a wall
I
run?
hate that shit. Like, no one cares about the wall running.
Well, sweats too, but
I don't like that shit. It's nippy. Like, you wouldn't do that in real life, so what the fuck? Everyone's talking about this 2035 with woods and all that.
Alex Mason was cool.
Yeah.
I liked him.
In Black Ops 2, he was in a wheelchair. This time, he would straight up be in a coma. Woods was born in 1930, which we all know. So, how the fuck would he be alive in 2035?
Maybe 105.
Yeah, that's just not going to happen.
Well, it might be.
Like, what's the point? Bro has seen it all. Let him
Do you know what?
retire.
I just feel that that's just so much shite.
It is, I think.
Because they never fucking let you know what COD.
Yeah, it just comes out here, whatever.
Here,
Have this.
and then everyone's like, whoa!
Yeah, have
All the speculation goes out the window.
literally. Everything that is like, every sort of thread, I've only just typed in Black Ops 7, and every single thread is coming up being a direct sequel to Black Ops 2, set in an early...
Story-wise, fair enough.
Probably, yeah. But I want to know what one it's going to be. But obviously, it's quite interesting that Activision, well, or whoever, like whichever studio makes it, like they've got the ability to make.
If it's a Black Ops game, it'll be Activision.
I know, but they've got the ability to make a new game every year, whereas there's other developers.
Well, they didn't. They used to not.
I know. I remember.
They used to
I remember those
rotate.
days. I know. I remember.
So obviously, like, it was 2 years.
a
You
different studio would have like a
got Infinity Ward and
yeah.
Treyarch, I think it was.
What's that? Black Hammer? No, what's it?
Treyarch. Treyarch has World at War.
Yeah.
And then Modern Warfare 2 was Infinity Ward.
Yes.
And they used to
Infinity
ro-
Ward. That's
They used
it.
to just rotate. And then Activision, obviously. Thinking them. But,
So the developers have got more time because they're just
well, aye, because
Yeah,
you're
they
just,
change
you're going, you take 2025, you take 2027, you take like blah, blah, right?
and
It's
then
easy.
we got 2-3 years to make a game or whatever.
Absolutely.
Right,
So
that's-
that's clever to do because you're never going to make a good game every year.
It's interesting how because Activision's the publisher, right? They're the company publishing the game.
I'll tell you a very interesting game that will come up. It used to be on Xbox. It's called Fable.
I've never played it, but
So there's a new one coming out.
okay,
I think it's early next year or end of this year. And it actually looks very good.
okay.
Like, really good. I'll actually I'm sure it's start next year, right? Watch this. I'll tell you right now. Fable, sure it's 4? Fable.
I've never played it,
4.
but I've seen it. About
Supposed to be pretty good. It does say now it's early 2026. I think it got pushed. I did. So it got pushed back for late 2025. Now early 2026. Fable 4, and mate, it looks cool. Like really cool. I played Fable 2, and like what was cool about that back in the day was based completely off how you behaved in the game. Like, you either became evil or good. And your character even changed. So, like, if you were to, like, kill villagers, all this sort of shit, evil acts,
yeah,
your character slowly, like, visually became more evil. Like, you kind of became, like, a sort of devil-looking guy. Like, evil, like, kind of, like, wee horns, I'm sure you got and all that. It's quite smart, right? And then, like, if you were really good, it was, like, you just looked, you glowed more, you were just like obviously a hero, right? And that was like one of the first games I ever seen to have that.
right.
That and another game called Overlord at the time, in which very similar properties, like you acted really good, and like you actually unlocked better powers, like good powers and bad powers. Infamous had it as well. Like there's lots of games that have got it, right? But like genuinely, it's a cool feature. Like it's a cool feature, right? And Fable 2 is actually quite a good game. It's quite open world, sort of fantasy-ish, I would say.
Right.
It's probably what it is, but it'll be good. They've had a lot of development on it. Masses of development on it. But let me tell you something really exciting. Tomorrow, 25th, Friday,
Tomorrow, 25th.
Star Wars Revenge of the Sith,
Right.
20th anniversary has been re-released in cinemas.
Okay.
And it's a big deal for me. So I'm going with some of our friends, Jordan and Chucky, Clyde and Jamie Murray.
Is this tomorrow?
This is tomorrow.
Okay, what time at?
5 of us are going to cinema, 20 past 8.
Oof, scary.
I'm fucking
Exciting.
buzzing.
Exciting.
Mate, this film is 20-year-old. I'm still going to see it. It is one of the most intense films I've ever... I will get goosebumps at this one.
Is this a remaster of it, or is it like
The exact same film that was released before.
exactly the same?
Yeah, I've watched it hundreds of times.
So why? So is it just to relive it or what?
Mate, to relive it in the cinema,
Right.
honestly, to see Anakin Skywalker's downfall is one of the peak moments of my life.
Okay.
Alongside, like, my daughter being born, things like that.
Really?
Unbelievable.
I wish I could.
People that are, like, honestly...
I wish I could understand that. I feel like to me,
I think you would if you watched the films in order.
right? No, I'm trying to.
And immerse, not touch your phone, watch.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to understand that, and like I'm trying to kind of compare it to something that I feel so strongly about. So
It's not even feeling strongly. There isn't anything to compare. This downfall is the
no,
way
but
they
what I'm
wrote
trying
this
to say
film.
is- what I'm trying to say is that is your thing, right?
No, it's not
But
even about being your thing.
I know, but I've never
You would
watched
watch it, you'd feel the same.
it. Right.
It's the way they've wrote it.
I feel like
You watch the guy,
I feel like me playing GTA San Andreas for the first time was probably
you watch the
my
guy
peak.
depreciate,
Right.
like, through, like, such strong feelings of, like, love and sadness and, like, fear and all that. And because it's over the course of, like, 3 films, as he was a little boy in the first one, and then this is the third one, he's now, like, I would say he's 20, he's, like, 21.
Right.
So, like, just watching him slowly, like, turn to the dark side, that's what we call it, right? Turn to the dark side was where it comes from, is, like, fear, anger, all this sort of stuff. To watch it happen, you're, like, immersed because
Yeah.
you're, like, it hits so many emotional buttons and you're like, Jesus, how easy it is to fall. Like, you nearly can put yourself in his shoes and you're like, God, I'd fall.
Yeah.
Like, I would fall to that. Like,
See, I don't know much about Star Wars, right?
that's the
It's
thing,
not
you
my
have to
thing.
watch.
But I do know a little bit, and it's probably a completely different story anyway, but it's because Family Guy done a lot of
Yeah, it did.
parodies of Star Wars, right? Which I fucking loved because it's obviously
3 of them.
funny and all that, yeah. I've watched every one of them because I used to be obsessed with Family Guy. And speaking of that, actually, I've now jumped back on the bandwagon after like 10 years of not watching it to realise they've developed like what last I watched was like season 16. So, and there's like now 23. So I'm like now just watching through them all. And honestly, what a feeling it is to watch it again. Like, it's
Yeah, I've watched a bit here
great.
recently.
I remember
Lost.
the episode where they killed Brian off with the car accident.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, a wee bit of a background story to this, right? So, I had a YouTube channel at the time, which was just like me posting gaming videos and shit like that, right? I was like, I don't know, 15 or something, 16. And what I'd done was I was watching, I put the episode up and I screen recorded the scene where Brian gets killed.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling us.
And what I done was I put it up to YouTube. Like I uploaded it. And then nothing happened, whatever. And then I completely left the channel. I forgot about it, like just abandoned it completely, right? And then I came back to it like 2 years ago or something. I just typed it up to see if it still exists. And I've typed it in, and I'm in the search bit, and I'm looking at it, and it's saying 13,000 subscribers. And I'm like, is this definitely me? Like, what the fuck? Clicked on it, went into the videos, all my videos there. I'm like, holy shit, this is my channel. And the video of Brian's death that I posted currently has just under 10 million views.
Man.
And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm trying, I've on and off, I've been desperately trying to log into it, and I cannot do it. I can't do it. I just don't know what the password is. Can't guess it. Can't find a way to like recover it or anything like that. I've tried so many like different ways. I've even tried Justin, which is the which is my friend who has immense knowledge of IT, and even he's like, mate, if you've done all this, you're a wee bit at a loss here. Obviously, it's not like I would get any money from it because it's not my content. Clearly, obviously, it's an episode of Family Guy, but it would have been a cool base to log into it and be like, right, I can now maybe keep this channel going. I've got that many subscribers or whatever. So it's a wee bit gutting to see that, and I'm like, fuck, I can't even log into it. But yeah, so that's a Family Guy related thing. Obviously, I put that video up and it pure blew up over the years.
Yeah.
It's still going. I'm like, I can't even log into it. Great. But I've been really loving Family Guy, and the thing I've loved the most about it so far is that they haven't cut back on the humour that they've originally had.
The humour's exactly the same.
They didn't hold back on any of the gay stuff or any of the racist stuff or any of the, like, I don't know, misogynistic stuff or any of that shit. They're still ripping the piss out of celebrities, still ripping the piss out of politicians. I've just watched the Donald Trump episode, and I literally had to ask ChatGPT if Family Guy creators had to get permission from, like, Donald Trump or whatever, or, you know, do anything before they've made this episode or whatever. And turns out they didn't have to do anything. Completely, it's because it's satire comedy, so it's completely fine.
The thing is like,
and
it's got
like,
such a large following that you wouldn't be able to get rid of it now.
Like, no one even throwing any lawsuits or anything like that. Because I remember when Family Guy did come out first, like early days, it used to get a lot of, like, controversy and, like, lawsuits and shit like that and backlashes, but nothing really ever happened from it. And I was like, that's amazing how they've kept it going for almost 30 years now. And they've kept it going. That's scary. And they've kept it going with the exact same level of humour. They've not dropped. Like, sometimes I'm watching it and I'm like, holy fuck. Like, that is serious.
I'm so desensitized to it. Like, I don't, like, I can actually have it on the background and 7 racist comments have been thrown at it. It doesn't even, like, it doesn't even faze me in the slightest. Like, I don't even think about it.
It's so, like, I'm not even going to say it because
I'm quite excited. Like, I recently watched on Disney Plus a film called Prey.
Right.
And it's got predators in it. Like, there used to be, like, Alien and Predator. This was, like, films back in the day. And they've obviously kept the franchises going to a degree, right?
Yeah.
Because I watched that Alien film I spoke about a few episodes ago back, when they're on they go on the spaceship and the aliens get out, the cryo freeze, blah, 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 blah.
You watched that?
I watched it.
Oh, right.
And spoke about it on the podcast.
Right.
So Prey was, like, basically it's like Native Americans, so it's back in the day, like 1500s or whatever it is. And the alien comes down and they can, like, turn invisible and all that, and they're like, they've got armor, so it's like technology. They have like it mirrors what is around it, so you can't see it. But it basically hunts. That's its thing. It hunts prey and it tries to find bigger and bigger, more powerful prey. Right. Humans obviously are the biggest. So I've watched it before, but I watched it again, and I was like, what a good film. This is, like, so well written in that, right? But then I seen a teaser trailer for a new one called Predator Badlands. And because we're a bit more technologically advanced in the film front now, they look so good. Yeah. Like, the first one was that bit where Arnie and Dylan, and he goes, "You son of a bitch." That's that film. That's where that comes from. Right?
I love that scene.
That's the first Predator film ever. And it was like 1980 something.
Something, yeah.
But now, like, the technology is so good, the things look fucking real. Like, they're running about in that.
Mate,
so Badlands is exciting. Like, it's going to be a really good film.
A movie that came out on Netflix, and it had, at the time, the largest budget for a movie, like, in history of movies. It was Underground 6. With
I've seen it with Ryan Reynolds.
Yep, amazing.
Yeah, that was a really good film.
And when you're watching the movie, you can tell why it's such a big budget, because its effects were fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like, it was so realistic and so well made. And the destruction was just like, what the fuck's going on? Yeah. But that was one of the movies that I'm like, that really shows an advancement in terms
it does show it. So, like, Predator, like, you watched the original one, story's great, brilliant film. But, like, the actual Predator was a guy in a suit. Yeah. Whereas now it's like complete CGI and it's brilliant. It looks so realistic. Like, you're like, shit, like, that's fucking real.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just quite exciting. That's exciting for me. I've grew up with those franchises like for my whole life, and it's just looks so good in that now. I'm like, fuck, it's so good. Like I'm so excited. So I'm going to go and see it in cinema. November, I think it comes out. So that's quite exciting.
I used to watch these. Sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry, go.
All right. I used to watch these movies when I was younger. It was like the sort of blood sport movies, like with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Paul Young and all that. My mate actually at the time, he turned me onto them because he was into all that stuff. And I used to watch like shit like, was it the Kiss of the Dragon or something like that?
Enter the Dragon was Bruce Lee's one.
Something. No, it wasn't that one. It was something else. It was Jean-Claude Van Damme and Paul Young in it. And it was like their fight scene in it. And
Kiss
stuff
of the
like
Dragon,
that.
it might have been that.
And it was insane. Honestly, it was just a great movie. It was another one literally called Bloodsport, which was outstanding as well. But all these movies, I used to watch them, and I'm like, amazing, because there's no like all these guys, they done their own like
Jackie
stunts
Chan
or
and
whatever.
like,
they don't like
Jet Li, Michael J. White,
hard as nails, honestly. Michael J. White, what a guy! His physique is outstanding.
I watched a film,
Blood and Bone.
I watched, I know, that's a fucking fantastic one.
My man Bone.
I watched that interview with him, and he was talking about like, and I'm sure he said the toughest or the most impressive martial artist out of every single martial artist in the films is Jet Li.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say that.
Yeah, that's what he said. He was like, Jet Li is like you wouldn't think it.
Yeah.
But he's in a lot of like kung fu films and all that now. Yeah. And he's still probably getting old now. He's probably 40, 50 old. But he says in terms of mastery of styles and all that, he's like
amazing.
Far advanced. He's like well advances me and all that. Miles. He's like Jackie Chan's another one, like fucking so experienced, like in terms of fighting and all that, like and knowing all the martial art styles, and just amazing. Really impressive. Like
there's a fight coming up in 2 days. It's Eddie Hall.
I've seen that.
And Pujanowski, who's the Polish, like, what's it called?
Strongest man
in the world. He won so many titles. See, like in the early 2000s, everybody looked up to him. Like, still do obviously, but he was at his prime there, and he was he actually pulled a plane.
I've seen it
walking, just like pulling it, lorries, anything. It was insane the amount of like awards and like championships and stuff like that.
Eddie Hall's like
he's won. So the fight is meant to happen on the 26th, but there's been speculation that Eddie might pull out because when they two agreed to fight, they were obviously arguing their terms and conditions and stuff like that, right? Negotiating like what the fight's going to be like and amount of rounds, how many minutes per round and all that kind of stuff, right? Eddie wanted 2 minutes per round because of his size, because he's such a big guy. Obviously, he's going to...
Massive.
MMA is taxing on the body, he says, like it's just going to be a fucking disaster if he goes for any longer than that. Whereas Marius wanted 4 minutes.
He'd be fucked. Eddie would be fucked.
Marius is a lot lighter, he's a lot leaner, right? And he's obviously he's been fighting MMA for years, so he's like already experienced. Whereas this is Eddie Hall's first MMA fight. And the reason he went with him is because he wanted to fight somebody dangerous. So he picked Pujan because he thought, this guy's a fucking lunatic. Like, I want to fight him. I don't want to fight these fucking dweebs. I want to go right into the deep end. I want to fight the most dangerous man. So they set this up. But he was saying that the terms and negotiation really favours him. Like, it doesn't favour Eddie at all. But because he says, well, it's this or we don't fight at all. So Eddie was like, well, okay then. But he's concerned. He's really concerned.
Yeah.
So there was speculation that it might pull out, but nothing like speculation.
We've not seen anything yet. Yeah.
So far, it seems it's still a go-ahead. So 26th, it's taking place in Poland. And it's going to be an interesting one. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to see what happens.
The thing is, Hall's a strong guy in that.
I really hope it's not rigged or any shit like that. But
he's not a fighter, so like...
No, he's never fought before, like, do you know what I mean? So it's going to be... And I've watched Pujan fight before, like, in fights.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
He's an absolute fucking...
Like, Eddie Hall is the strongest man in the world, ever. Like he's currently the
Not ever.
no, undisputed strongest man in the world
So Pujan was before though.
before Eddie Hall came.
Before, yeah. So not ever. Like,
But I mean, ever now he's the physical strongest man ever to be.
because Pujan had I think he had 5 or 6 titles of the strongest one.
So
man in the world.
That's what's cool about Eddie Hall. Like he's technically broken records that have never been broken. So he's undisputed.
I'm watching that video where
he does the deadlift.
Oh mate, and his fucking
over 500.
Everything started bleeding in that. I was
over 500 kilos, nose burst and everything.
I was like, holy fuck.
That is that's half a ton.
Someone asked him in an interview after, he's like, was it worth it doing that? You could have died. Blah, blah. Yeah. And he was like, absolutely.
No.
I wanted to do it. I was going to do
mental,
it.
Mental. Like he is undisputed, the strongest man in the world.
I really like him though. I like him.
He's quite funny. He's got a good guy.
Good personality, good sense of humour. He's not up his ass or
too serious or that either.
He's
quite funny.
So it's not like I'm pure team Pujan because I'm Polish and he's Polish or whatever. Like I'm curious to see how they both do.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah,
I don't think he'll do well because he's not a fighter. It's like any of these guys that go in, they're no fighters.
Yeah,
they're not going to win. It's like Conor McGregor when he went into the boxing match with Floyd Mayweather.
I was just about to say that.
Conor McGregor's an MMA fighter.
Yeah,
Floyd Mayweather is the undisputed best boxer of all time.
Yeah,
loads of people don't like that comment.
Yeah,
but he is.
But it is true.
On paper, right now, he is the undisputed world champion, undisputed over anyone else that's ever lived currently. It doesn't. Yeah, Mike Tyson, all these guys are really tough boxers, Muhammad Ali and that. But Floyd Mayweather, on paper, is 0 losses, 51 wins.
Is it 0 losses? Is it
0 losses in his entire career?
That's pretty insane.
You can't, mate. I wouldn't give a fuck if I was in his position. And people are, because a lot of people didn't like Floyd Mayweather because he's a cocky bastard, right?
Yeah.
But if you're going out, right, you've got, but Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, I bet this. 0 losses.
They've all lost.
It's not like he's just fought shite people. He's fought other world champions. He's fought people coming for the title and everything. 0 losses. Yeah. Come on, man.
I remember watching that fight with Anthony Joshua and someone, who the hell was it?
Klitschko
was a good fight. And Klitschko sent him.
Klitschko's a fucking strong fighter though.
Insane. But it was the memes that came after it. Oh my god.
See, the thing is, for me, Anthony Joshua's a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Guy looks great, and he's quite funny in that. When you watch him and stuff and all that, and he is a tough boxer.
Yeah,
but there's a lot tougher.
See, I like all these athletes. They're all really sound. Even Floyd Mayweather, I actually do like him.
So do I.
And see, when I watch
he does what is needed to.
When I watch him fight, I'm like,
because he comes in with that whole money team thing and all that. That just bothers so many people. I'm hilarious, right?
I'm looking at it he's a smart guy.
Aye, because he knows how to keep the. People talk about him because they're I fucking can't stand this guy.
The more he does, the more he fucks about, the more
people
gets talked about.
Aye, he gets more publicity, more money.
He doesn't give a fuck what anyone thinks.
Aye, because then people, he's coming out, everyone's like, I fucking can't stand this guy. His money team clothing and everyone gets sold fucking worldwide, everywhere. It just goes all over the place. Oh, Floyd Mayweather. Easy.
I feel like the more hate you have, the more money it generates.
Biggest pair ever was him and Conor McGregor's fight ever in a fighting sport. Aye.
That's insane.
So he would have gone home like this. You know what I mean?
Even Conor McGregor when he lost, he still got paid out fucking millions.
100 odd million or something. No, I think it was only about 30, 40 million, but still. I think Floyd Mayweather got paid 200 mil to win.
That's insane.
If it was 200 million, I'm sure, for the winner or something.
That's insane.
Guy just goes home, he's like, light work.
Slapped him.
Money team, baby. Do you know what I mean?
0.
Mate, 0, bro. That is, see, obviously, everyone loses at one point.
Yeah.
But not him.
I know.
How do you go your whole career and not win it? Never lost.
Some people are just insanely good at stuff.
You know what it is though? Everyone's like, he's a pussy boxer and that, this and that. He's a smart boxer, mate. He's fast as fuck and he's so quick to
You can't. The thing is, you can't dispute someone.
When their career is
0 losses.
51-0.
How can you even argue with that?
I know, but they all make things he doesn't get involved, he doesn't attack, he's always pussying about. He's won.
He won it.
He won the fights.
It doesn't matter.
Aye, because Mike Tyson fought the opposite way.
Oh, he was.
He's like a bulldog, mate.
He's
right in, he's smashing them, right?
Biting ears off and shit.
Also, he has losses.
Yeah,
quite a few, because unfortunately, you can hit him. Yeah. Can't hit Floyd Mayweather. Guy never gets
Oh,
hit.
he never gets hit.
Never gets hit. He's like,
Have you seen him? Mate, I've watched
Like-
him. I've watched him dodge punches, and I was like, how does he predict?
he's
where it
so
goes?
fast.
It's insane.
But like, Muhammad Ali was a fast boxer as well.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. He's undisputedly is one of the greats. But like, very impressive. Like, for me, Floyd Mayweather was an impressive boxer.
I will. I will update once I watch this Eddie Hall fight. I want to know. What
I'm
happens
interested in
with
how it goes, but I'm pretty confident he will lose.
that. Eddie will probably lose. Yeah.
Unless it's rigged.
To be honest, well, I don't think it will be because knowing, like, I've been watching Pujan for years, and
Money's money, my brother.
I know, but he's a very like humble guy. Like, he's got a trucking company, right, in Poland,
Yeah.
and there was an interview with him a wee while ago, and the interviewer says, "Would you not want to like expand? You've got all the money, all the possibilities of expanding this company and having people like working for you and being a CEO and just the company running itself and going international and all that shit." He's like, "Nah, just not interested, to be honest. Like, it makes all right money here and there and just whatever. Like, I've got a few guys working, but I don't really want to do it anymore. It's just like, what's the point? Like, it's fine."
Why? Because he's fucking loaded.
Well, yeah.
He doesn't need anything.
like- And the guy goes, "Do you ever drive these trucks?" And he's like, "Yeah, sometimes when I want to be by myself or just want to just take a break from whatever, I'll just jump in one of these trucks and just take some shit over to Germany or whatever or wherever the fuck and come back." Like, yeah, like I enjoy driving the truck. It's quite cool.
Yeah.
He's like, "You've got a license for these?" He's like, "I've got every license you can look up. Like, I've got every license. I'm drive whatever." And he's
That's
like,
cool, eh?
it's cool as fuck. He's like,
You could do that though. If you had all the money, you could
Yeah.
fucking do stuff like that all
so
the time.
because I know I've watched loads of interviews. I was like proper like into watching all the stuff he does. I was following for a while, and because I know roughly the kind of person he is. Obviously, you never know exactly what it's like behind closed doors, right? Because but from what I can see, the guy's heavy, like down to earth, and doesn't really care about all that. He's like,
No, of
I'm
course. But
comfortable.
imagine he
cool.
started running out of money and he's like, fuck, I'll just take
Well,
a wee
that's the
pay.
thing, but it's because I know he's invested in so many things other than just a sport.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but obviously if someone's going to hand you, and pound to zloty, which is a Polish currency, is a massive difference.
Aye, so
So it's like if he's going to get offered, let's say he gets offered £1 million for a fight,
yep.
that translates roughly to about 5 million Polish zlotys, which
That's a
is, and if you go to Poland, shit is actually cheaper in there than it is here.
Speaking of that whole
So you
thing
live
you were
like a
just saying
fucking king.
about licenses and that. I'm currently, guys, trying to get my bike license. This is the thing at the moment.
Right.
So I had to take a wee break because I bought a house and that. But I've basically got all the gear now because you need to have all the gear to go and do your test. Like you know what I mean? You'll get supplied, so you need
Oh,
you have all the gear.
yeah.
So all I need now is gloves and boots. That's it.
Okay.
I've got a couple of I was very nicely for a couple of our mates, and they've looked out for me and hooked me up with. So I've got a couple of jackets, got a couple of pairs of sort of like armored jeans because they're basically rip proof, so that obviously if you come down, you're not fucking like shedding your entire leg to bits. So they've sorted me out with all of that stuff. I've got a helmet, all that from them, so that's good. So I literally just need to get boots. I'm going to get you get Vans. They're like high top Vans,
Really?
and they're basically like armored inside, like
that's
Kevlar. And they give you ankle support and all that as well. But basically, if you were to come off, your shoe can disintegrate in like 2 seconds or something.
Right.
In like genuine time, like it's like a second or 2 seconds. It's literally right through the shoe, right into your foot just starts. Yeah. So if you've got these, they don't tear or anything. So
Right.
yeah, you'll still get the bang,
The impact, yeah.
but you're not going to shed the skin away for your fucking leg and that. Like, do you know what I mean? So I'm going to try and get them. That you get them about 100 quid. I need to get good gloves, but with gloves they're a bit funny. So because you're obviously holding all day, you really need them to fit you perfectly.
Yeah.
So I need to go into one of the shops with Dan and Clyde and just try them on to see what the sort of, make sure the fingers are the right length, make sure that it sits here at the right length, because some of them are like a wee bit armoured, and if you're like that, like the armour can dig in, all that sort of stuff, you'll need to make sure it fits like really nicely.
Yeah.
And they're not too bulky because that can get a wee bit irritating, all that sort of shite. Like, but they're also not too thin because it can be cold. Like when the wind's hitting your hands constantly, it's cold. So I need to go and try them on. Quite excited. Once I've done that, book my theory, that's 30 quid. I'll just do the mock test and I'll go in, same as a car one. And then there's a direct access test. So it's like 1,100 quid or something. They do your CBT, then they do your DAS, which is your direct access. So it's like a mod 1 and mod 2. So like the first week you do, I think it's 1 day, 1 full day. Second week it's like 2 full days, and third week it's like 2 full days. So it's like the one full day on your first week will just be get you used to the bike, go out, get you driving, see where you're at. Second week will be another day of that and pick up things that you're maybe not quite 100% on. Then you'll do third day, which is the second week, you'll do your test, your mod 1 test. Then you'll do that. Then you'll do the third week, you'll do another day of driving about, getting you prepped. Fifth day, which is in your third week, you'll do your mod 2 test. Hand you a certificate, any bike, you can drive any bike, regardless.
You can buy a bike after that, I take it, yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
So, bikes I've been looking at currently. So, I want to try and get the test done this year. Probably won't have a bike this year because pointless buying it. Like, I've only got a few months and I'm obviously moving in, my new house, all that sort of stuff. So, like, I don't think... And I'll need to try and get the test. It's not like you can just book it and they'll do it in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, you normally have to wait on a spot 6 weeks down.
Next summer.
So, it's going to be the next summer. So, but that's fine because over the winter you can kind of look for the bike you really want, all that sort of stuff, because there's lots of bikes in the market, hundreds all the time. So, you want to just look...
I reckon also if you buy in the winter, you'll get a bike cheaper.
You do slightly.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, I'm just getting rid of my bike, but it's fine. So, I just need to find what I want. I've got a pretty good idea on the type of bikes I'm looking at. I'm looking at Harley Davidsons at the moment. That's what I've got my mindset on. An 883 Sportster, which is an 883 Iron, which my mum actually had one. So sort of bobber style. You can do. I've seen a few where they've got the sort of chop back end with the big wheels exposed, like your back wheels exposed. You've got the wee seat. And then like, you get the big monkey, you can get big monkey bars and all that on them, like forward sitting pegs. So instead of sitting like that, you're sitting like with your feet out and all that sort of stuff. That's sort of the ones that I'm looking at. There's guys selling them in like full custom done. Kind of like they've had the lowering shocks and all that in the back, like decent bit of work done to them and that. And then you're probably looking for sort of like a good one. I'm like 16, 17 plates is what I'm looking at. Sort of like a good one.
20?
To like a customish. Nah, nowhere near. Like 5 to 10.
Really?
Yeah.
That's actually alright.
Talking like 10 to 20,000 miles max. Like 10,000 mile.
No, I'm saying like price wise.
Yeah, 5 to 10 grand.
You said miles.
Yeah, but I'm talking like in that mileage range.
Oh, right.
So 10 to 20,000 miles, which is decent for a bike. Because you don't really take them out that much.
You don't, yeah.
But I found one like not long ago, it was like 7.5. Full custom done from a place. Like they had done everything all custom on the back end, had custom like custom tank, everything on it. It was like 7.5 grand. I think it was like 8,500 miles. And I think that was about 7.5k.
That's actually alright. Yeah.
And then like you do get the one bigger, which is the Harley 48. They're the 1200s, so they're like a 1.2 litre basically.
Yeah.
They're just like the slightly bigger version of the one I'm looking at. So the one I'm looking at is on the 83, so it's 883cc, so it's 900cc basically. So it's like a 0.9 litre.
Yeah. But
you get the 1.2s basically, which they're slightly bigger. Not necessarily much faster, more just slightly bigger bike. So the front wheel's a bit fatter and that, just because they're a bit bigger. Some of them are fast, don't get me wrong, but some of them they're slower, it just depends.
They're just cruising bikes.
They're cruising bikes, man.
You're not going to fuck about
they are quite quick on a straight line, I'll be honest.
Like, they will be.
You'll pick up speed quick.
Yeah,
it's not slow.
I think of them as like a cruising bike.
If you jump on the bypass and someone pulls off with you, likely you'll smoke them. But you're right, it's a cruising bike. So they're slightly dearer, the bigger ones. They're probably 9.5, about 9.5, 10k. For like a sort of 17 plate, like decent custom, maybe done one, but for a non-custom 8 grand, things like that. They all sort of smear around that price. So ideally, obviously, as cheap as possible, but I wouldn't I wouldn't deviate for a slightly dearer bike if it was the right bike. Like if I've seen it and I'm like, that's a good bike. Because the thing with bikes is, don't let your car where like it needs a service, you put it off for a month. Nah.
No, you can't do that.
Like if a bike needs it, you need it.
Yeah.
Now, like you get like brake pads, like tires, and like you're changing tires before they go bald. Put it that way. Like like they're getting changed. Like because you're on it and you're fucking slide or that, you're fucked. So there's a couple other bits. Sorry, I'm going to use the gear I've got now. Obviously, courtesy of the friend of our mates. To get me through the tests and all that.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple of bits of gear that I've seen that I would quite fancy.
You should look at the ones that have the deployable airbags built into them.
Yeah, they're not cheap, mate.
I know, but it's cool.
They're like, you can get like a deployable airbag suit. It's like my dad had a Furgan race suit and I'm sure he was like $2,000 or something.
Because I watched the like testing.
So this is what I'm saying. So to put this in perspective, an airbag one's probably $5 for just the suit. And it's one use, so you fall off, you're done.
Aye, it was a jacket that guy was wearing because I seen the testing for it and like the video, and I don't know, I can't remember if it was a guy or if it was a mannequin, but
they're impressive as fuck.
Yeah, so whoever it was falls off the bike, and before he even hits the ground, the thing's already inflated.
Yeah, literally, it's actually as soon as it feels even a remote amount of impact, it's like point something of a second, it's fully inflated. So it protects you like fuck.
Yeah.
But like so what I'm going to get eventually, once I've not for doing a test on that, I'll probably go with the gear I've got for the first wee while, but I'm going to build it up. There's a company called Bobhead UK. They do like the sort of like denim shirts.
Yeah.
But they're armoured. But you can't tell.
Yeah.
So like I could genuinely wear it on a night out, you wouldn't know. Right? But they're tear proof and you can put pads in the elbows and all that. You take them out and in. It's up to you. But that pads just protect you for falling. Like it takes some of the impact away. But to be honest, most people are just bothered about the tear proof because that's what fucks you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get one of these shirts. I've already got a cut that I got off Danny Clyde. It's like a sleeveless leather jackets from Bobhead, funny enough, but they do loads of them with a sort of hex patterns of that, so I'll probably get another one as well. And they do quite smart like brown gloves and all that. They're quite cool, like and then you get obviously like I'll have armour jeans and stuff, but that's sort of the look I'll probably go for. It looks more casual. Yeah. So like sort of Vans, you've got maybe black armour jeans. You can even get the checked ones. So you get like the checked cool. Instead of the denim, it's like the checked.
Yeah.
So you get like the checked shirt, and then you can wear the cut over the top, and they're all armoured, mate. So you can wear them now. That's before it was like the proper big jackets and all that, the biker jacket. But this stuff looks casual, mate. I could ride in this. People just think I'm wearing normal clothes. Yeah. Gloves on, helmet, done. A wee buff underneath just to keep your neck warm. Yeah. But like literally, like you can wear all that. So
that'll be cool.
That's probably the stuff I'll build up with. But shirts are like 200 quid, 250. And then you're like, your biker cut, like the sleeveless jacket, another 200 quid, so there's like 400. Yeah, but a grand an outfit. You can be, because they've got quite cool helmets as well. They're 250, 300 quid, so that's 500 bucks. Like 500 gloves, quid. 150. There's another bit. So there you go.
And you've not even mentioned your trousers yet.
And you've not even mentioned trousers and all that. Aye, I know that's thing. Shoes 100, 150.
Easily a grand for just the outfit.
Easily. For like an outfit like that, yeah.
But the thing is, it's important.
Very important, bro. Right. So originally I was like, I'm just wanting the pure BMX helmet. Yeah. Right? And like, faceless and all that. And I've like, my dad and mum both have bikes and that. And I didn't get too feared about it, but like, all the Americans wear them, or none, all the time. And I quite liked them initially. But after speaking to Danny quite a lot and stuff like that, he's like he showed me a couple of videos, not to be too gruesome here, so if you're thinking about, like, one of the guys had one of them on, which does protect you, protects your head, right? A tiny wee stone kicked up for a car, not even directly in front of him, miles down the road. Obviously it picks up traction, because you're going 70, 80 mile an hour. Yeah. The stone caught him in the face, took his entire cheek right off his, right to the bone. Because it hits you like 90 mile an hour. Aye. Because obviously it picks traction, so it's a projectile, hits like a bullet. So it literally took the whole side of his face off. So obviously you want the full face. Whole head and everything. So like, and then Danny told me another story, my other mate Danny, he told me another story, like it was like a stone flicked up and hit his visor and smashed the glass. Like but it cracked, but it didn't smash. Because obviously it's like safety glass. Yeah. It ruined his whole visor, I had to buy a new visor. Right. But like, imagine it hit him in the face. I know. That's what he was saying. He was like, mate, if it hit me in the face, it's like done. You're done. Yeah. Like, because then you're crashing the bike as well, and you're going 70. Yeah. So like, you're done.
Yeah, you're out.
Like, do you know what I mean? You're out for the count. Or you fall, crack your chin's off. You don't have a chin anymore.
Mate.
Like, there's so much. So, like, initially I was like, yeah, I'm just going to get the fucking not bothered, right? Because I'm on a cruiser, who cares?
Yeah.
But actually,
It's not even
we've
up to
got
you.
more potholes.
We do.
We've got more stones.
And we've got
more
clown
everything.
drivers.
Clown drivers. So actually, probably the full helmet, even taking a hit with a full helmet
Get
on.
a helmet for your whole body.
Because, mate, when
body
I was on the
helmet.
back of Jack's bike, like Phil went down at Longstone, he took me out on the bike and I had the full helmet on. Mate, a fly hit the visor on the helmet and generally it was like a shotgun. I was like, fucking hell, like, honestly, it's like that. Like, and you're like, it's a fly, mate. It just blew up on the visor. And I was like, do you know what I mean? I was like, Jesus, like.
It's going to happen.
It's like, imagine it hitting your face. Take an eye out, mate. Like, nothing.
Terrible.
Like, and all these guys wear shades in that, but like the shades would just explode. Like, do you know what I mean? So like, it is scary, man. Like, and there's now all these adverts where you see them come off and you watch like their normal van shoe, and it literally just, it's like this. And it just disintegrates.
Like butter.
It's like 3 seconds and you're already into foot. And it's like, you're just like, right.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Get real shoes.
my dad came off and took his tire out of his arm because he had like just a jack on.
Yeah.
And like not like a proper one, just like or it was like a t-shirt. Came over the handlebars, slid, just like that.
That's what fucking frightens me about bikes.
Oh, it can happen, eh? Like I've seen, like my dad's, he's been riding bikes for 40 years, right? Probably a wee bit longer than that. It'll be over 40 years, right? On and off, over 40 years. Done a lot of miles.
Right.
He's came off 4 times, so it's an average once every 10 years, and none of them have been the nicest.
It's never gonna be nice, is it?
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And some of them, like the most recent one he had would have been when I was about 12. He was actually just coming around a corner, not even at great speed, 40 mile an hour on a country road, which is fine, 60 on a country road, he's 40 maybe. Couldn't even see it. A truck obviously had a sweat on the gearbox or something like that. Some of the oils sweated, just minuscule, like drips onto the ground. It was quite a hot day, so it's obviously, you can't even see it. Front tyre caught it, right off the bike.
Fucking hell.
You can't even see.
You don't even know what happened.
You're off before you even know what the hell's going on.
Can't even prepare for
and
that.
you can't stop.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're like that, and it's just and you're just gone. Like, so you need to be prepared. It's just, that's the thing with bikes. They're dangerous, and there's a lot of traffic now, so you've got to be really, really careful. Folk, like when they go down the middle of you on the bypass, and if someone pulls across, because they do, don't indicate, and you're coming doing it 20.
See, I don't see the bikers that go through the middle of the bypass, right? I don't mind that, but I fear for their safety because of other
Everyone's
drivers.
an idiot.
Yeah, so it's like when I look in the mirror,
I always move.
I
to give them
I
space.
move away.
Absolutely.
When I see that bike in the mirror going in the middle, I'm like, right, I'm going to give this guy space.
And they're always happy as well. They're always like, cheers.
Yeah, and then there's no one else that does that because everyone's oblivious that there's a biker behind them.
But that's what's scary.
So I'm like,
that's what's scary. The fact that everyone is oblivious.
Aye.
There's a guy from my work left onto that roundabout just outside my work. You know what I'm talking about, big one. He came out in the, so it's like it goes to a 2-laner. So he came out in the outside lane to go round.
Yeah.
And a car, lassie's on her phone, in the second lane, she's just was swerving at the first lane. Couldn't even see him. Honestly, nearly wiped. He was like, mate, I nearly ended up on the pavement. He was like, nearly wiped me completely out. She still never even noticed. She was in like a big Jeep.
Yeah.
Never even noticed.
It was like badass moment I seen. Just actually down the road, like where I work at the site. And you know that road that you take to come up here, that roundabout.
Yeah.
So I was driving behind this car where there's like maybe 2 or 3 cars in front of me. And we're coming off the roundabout onto the longest stretch of this road here.
Yep.
And there's like I don't even know what it was, but it's like a proper like race bike.
Aye.
And I came out the roundabout and I see it behind me in the mirror. So I'm watching it, what it's going to do. Mate, the guy literally just overtook me, yanked it, front wheel up, fucking flying on the back wheel. And I was like, that is badass. And mate, he overtook and he's just been flying up that road, the entire length of it on the back wheel. And I was like, that is cool as fuck.
Do you know they have, some of the newer ones have anti-wheelie?
Really?
So like...
When the front wheel goes up, it
Yeah, but
stops
not instantly.
Right.
It's a certain degrees. So like it comes up and it's still fine. It's just if you got like there, like it would, like if it was coming too far, it would
Oh no, he was 45 degrees. He was like up.
Aye, so like some of them stop you, right? And that's great because it doesn't let you go too far. So actually, it's great because you come up and you're just like flying along, like awesome. My dad had all the sports bikes.
Mate, I think those wheelies, I don't even know how. Obviously, I know how it's done, but I would never trust myself to do that.
I don't think I could do them.
I'd be fucking flying off that. Like
my dad had all sports bikes. Like that's what he sort of had. Like, do you know what I mean? Like the 1000 Fireblade.
Yeah.
He had the Hayabusa sort of, and then
I just find it really.
And
I find it really fascinating when I see someone
fast,
execute a wheelie like perfectly like that guy did.
Have you been on like a sports bike, like a sports bike, like that?
No, I've never rode one or been on the back of one. I've been on the back of a quad once, and it's put me off ever going on the back of a bike.
You should get on Danny Johnson's bike. Because he's got the R6.
I would never go on the back of a bike.
And it's like
I just would not.
Honestly, mate, it's like
I've rode a cross bike myself, like as in I've drove it.
Yeah, they're totally different.
I know. I've drove a quad. I love quads. Quads are cool as fuck. I'd love to have one.
I actually seen a guy on a quad the other day. Funny enough.
I see. Actually, down the road from here as well. It's actually a road legal one. I was like, cool as fuck, and I really want one. I'm dying to get one, but I'm just gonna wait. And what the hell else did I had the Honda CBR, like kind of green one that I had. I rode that just
was a CB. What was that? A CB?
CBR.
Ours the fast with race bike.
So it wasn't maybe. CBF. It sounds like it.
Yeah.
It was like a touring bike.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that's a CBF.
It was a 22 plate tourer. It was actually quite nice.
The sports bikes. My dad used to take us on the back.
Yeah.
See when he did rack up because you got like 13,500 revs, 14,000 revs on them, So the Hayabusa thing was like, it genuinely was like warp speed. Like I nearly felt like my reactions could, like I was like, like I couldn't hold on. I was like, Jesus, fuck, like it was actually all my muscles in my body are trying to just make sure I didn't slide off the back of this bike.
This is why I didn't want to go on the back of that bike.
So fast.
I went on the back of that quad and I was so fucking scared because the thing is, you need to move with the rider, right? So I'm afraid if I move,
you're actually not meant to do that.
Are you not meant to do that?
Nah.
Like if you lean to one way, you're meant to lean with them.
Not really. A tiny bit, but not like they'll lean down.
Right.
So it's because they can't match your lean. Like, so they can't control you leaning.
Yeah.
So I was always told, don't really lean, just sit.
All right.
Just sit with the bike. Don't lean down because then you might lean too far and he can't keep. You let them lean and you basically just hold on.
Yeah.
And
I just find that a bit scary. Like I would actually like to have a motorbike because see when I rode that one, this was like last year I rode that one. Fair enough, it was only just up the road and back, but I actually liked it because it was quite cool.
It. It's cool.
And it was actually...
I've had a bike for years.
I didn't even realise I'd remember how to actually like ride it and change gears and all the rest of it.
Well, you didn't initially.
Huh?
You didn't initially.
No, I remember. In fact, because I had to phone you. No, that was... I couldn't get it started because there was some sort of ignition thing or whatever. I couldn't figure it out with the neutral and all that shit.
It's just you have to have a stand-up.
But after... because the stand was down, that's what
you have to have a stand-up.
But like to actually take off and do the gears on that, I knew how to do that because I remembered from the quad, because the quad I rode was a manual and it was fairly similar. But I actually enjoyed it.
Have the quads got foot controls? Is that what does the gears on a quad?
It's the exact same as a motorbike.
So just up, down.
Yep.
Really?
And then half up for the neutral.
Really?
Yeah, exactly the same.
I didn't think a quad was... I thought for some reason a quad wouldn't have that.
Quad's exactly the same.
Interesting.
Clutch on the thing as well. Yeah. Everything's the same.
I like some of the bikes, some of the Harleys in America. Mm-hmm. They change it to hand control gears.
I have seen that.
So like the foot's a clutch.
Yeah.
And they've got a wee hand, a wee thing in a change gear. And it looks badass. But
see, the very first time I've rode a manual bike, it was the Crosser. And trying to understand foot gear, hand clutch was just mind-blowing.
It's different for sure.
It was so fucking weird. But then obviously, because I spent the whole day riding these bikes, because it was the Crosser, and then I jumped onto the quad.
Hi, you get used to it, like eventually.
By the end of the day, I was like, I'm buying a quad.
See,
good to go.
There was, so Jack's got a new bike, I've not seen it yet, but Danny and I was talking about it. It's got a quick shifter in it.
Right.
So you don't need to hit the clutch once you're going.
All right.
You literally just, and you just go, and it is rapid.
That's cool.
Rapid, apparently.
Right, okay.
Like, frightening.
Yeah.
I'm quite excited to see it because I'm quite fancy just seeing what it's like.
Yeah.
But apparently, like, because you have no. It's literally
Yeah.
like you're like oh, like
That's
it's
pretty cool.
flying, so it's cool.
That's pretty cool.
But no, I'm buzzing for my bike, man.
I'm excited
Get
to
the
see-
license this year, and do you know what? Over the winter, I'll be able to get a bit more gear and stuff. So I'm
Yeah.
happy with what I've got. Because it's always good to have more than one set of
When
gear.
you buy your bike, I'll get a quad,
Okay.
and we can mob about on the quad and bike.
Well, that's a good thing. There's so many people with bikes, or our mates,
Yeah.
like sorry, group.
I probably won't get a bike, but I'll get a quad. Because I can just go out and get a quad, and I can jump on it straight away same day.
How fast do the quads go?
Well, depends on what one you get, because you can get ones that are like 700cc and they're fucking rad.
Like, but like, how quick do they go?
They're not as fast as like, they're not 200 mile
100
an hour.
mile an hour?
Aye, on a quad.
Got 100 mile an hour on a quad.
Aye, of course you will. But you'll never get
Take
like...
it, you got to be careful going around the corners.
Oh,
though,
aye,
speed.
I remember when I rode it, because I used to ride one years ago in Fife. When I worked in Fife, I used to ride one to work and back, like nearly every day. I cannot remember what it was, but it was like maybe a 450 or something like that. Manual as well, bright red. And I remember like the first few days riding it, I had to get used to it when I was taking roundabouts and that, to lean in, because if
It
I went too
flips.
fast,
Yeah.
mate, it was coming up on both wheels. But then eventually I was fucking about with it, and I eventually mastered riding, like balancing on two side wheels. So like I'd yank it to the right or left, whatever, probably the right most of the time, and I'd lean it, and I'd like lean my body but keep the top right upright, and I would just cruise along on its side.
We had quads when I was over in Zante. That was the only time I've ever been on a quad, actually.
Quads are cool. They're not as fast as motorbikes.
But they're cool. So decent. Because the Raptors, they've got a wider stance in that,
Yeah,
so they probably...
Raptors are rapid.
Yeah.
Because you get a 700 or 750.
750, I think, yeah.
750, yeah.
I've not
Yamaha
seen a bigger one than that, but 750
I've not heard of
Raptors
any
are
bigger than
big.
that.
That's still a big bike.
Fuck aye. Yeah.
That's still a big bike, mate. Like,
Yep. So you can get, obviously, road legal ones, they're a bit dearer. You maybe about 8, 9, 10. Some of them are more than 10, but it depends on what you look at. Yeah.
Really?
Like to buy, yeah. Quads are dear as fuck, like road legal. Like,
I didn't expect that to be
expensive.
good just
See,
because
like, you can buy a regular one, like I don't know, a 400 or something like that, or a 450. You can buy one for like, I don't know, maybe like 2, 3 grand, 4 grand for a alright one. Like used, obviously. You get like I don't know, Hondas or like the Wii or Yamaha ones. You can get them for about 3, 4 grand or something like that, which is probably what I'd be looking at. I wouldn't be looking at anything retardedly fast. I just wouldn't really be looking at that, because it's also a target as well. If you're gonna kick about with a fucking R7 or something like that, like you need,
it's going to get traced.
It's going to get stolen. So I'm going to get something that's like not too like looked at like I want that. So
As long as I can go like 70, 80,
oh yeah, no,
then it's fine, because that's what you really need, because I'm
on
not going to go any faster than that on my bike.
No, I was that 450. That 450, I think I took it to like 80 mile an hour or something like that. So
I'll not go any faster than probably 70.
no, they're quick because they've got like 5 gears or some shit.
I'm not interested in
5 gears.
doing that. Like, that's the one thing I'm surprised at.
Yeah.
But I'm not interested in going
Neither
that
with
fast.
that. I didn't want
I just
to do
want to cruise. I'm getting a chopper to cruise. Like, I'm no fucking having a pure ready for the rat race, and like I'm ready to just
Well, listen,
chill,
if you
cruise.
do get the bike next year,
It'll be next summer for me.
next
I
summer,
think.
I will join you on my quad.
Sweet, dude.
Let's do it.
Right.
But anyway, we've been going for an hour and a half, I think, at this point. So this is going to be an
it.
extended podcast for you guys. I hope you'll enjoy the yapping session. I'm actually going to title this Yap Time with Arran and Chris, because we've just talked about whatever.
Yeah.
So these are the kind of podcasts I like the most. So
Yeah, I enjoyed doing these ones.
I hope, I know, I love these. So I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did, and we will tune in next week with and I'll try and prepare this time.
Yeah.
But yeah, take
Peace
care,
out.
guys. Subscribe, like, all that kind of shit, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Sweet.